Chrissy Campbell.
One question, the FOIA classes that you talked about,
Yes.
can citizens go to those too?
Yes,
And how are we gonna find out about it?
I have to set it up with Tom Hennick, which is one of the teachers from the FOI Commission in the state. And we've done them at the fire stations in the past, a few years ago, and it's open to the public, anybody that wants to come to learn, and they give you the overview of how FOI works and how they work, all of that. I do also want to do a refresher class for the people in the town hall as well, because it has been a couple of years with that, so we can get the information out, and that would be another thing for the Villager, and getting an article out into the newspaper as well. We are going to try and update the webpage and utilize that as much as we can. I know that we do have different social medias to get some of that information out as well, and we will exhaust all of that to get as much information out so people can attend, and know what is going on.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Don?
Don Bernco, 40 Star Road. I wanted to ask a question about the articles they put in the paper in the legal notice. I'm going to read one here. The Thompson Inland Wetlands Commission will hold a public hearing on December 2nd, 2015 at 7 p.m. in the Thompson Library Meeting Room, 934 Riverside Drive, Route 12, Thompson, and consider permit application IWA 15025 by River Junction Estates to alter inland wetlands and watercourses and perform work in upland review areas for the construction of a driveway. They don't mention the bridge. There's a construction bridge going in there. Very misleading to the public. Then it goes on to say identified as Zero New Road. Assessors map 154, block 3, lot 2A. Previously identified in the tax assessor's records as Star Road to Rhode Island State Line, map 154, block 3, lot 7A. A copy of the application is available for review in the Thompson Town Clerk's office. This is the same application that they dropped the water bars from, and 7 days later, a new application, and add the water bars back. The reason I bring that up, he has a memo, and it says, Marla, please remove the road diversion section of our application, IW 15025, since the work is to be occur on Thompson Town's property. We have suggested that the town make the application, and we will apply to do the work. It is our opinion that the work should be done to remove the water from the road, although this does not render the road unusable until the work occurs. This is what he sent Miss Marla Butts. So when I go back to the February 23rd, 2004 minutes, we had a public hearing, special permit, River Junction LLC, Shola, New Road, no mention of the word Star Road, map 152, block 3, lots 2A, 2B, and map 154, block 3, lot 7A, which is the lot we're talking about, 18-2A zone R80. Remove earth products from a tract of land on New Road. Property is bounded by the Connecticut, Mass, Rhode Island state lines. Property to be affected, bounded, compromised approximately 30 acres of 120 plus acre site. Proposed is 3 phases. Each phase not to exceed approximately 5 acres. As you go down, Mr. Rawson proposes to donate 37 acres to the town for open space. He is presently trying to acquire some landlocked property in order to make the complete tract of land, which can incorporate trails and tri-state market. That's the Richardson property and the Furno property that John Rice had us buy. Robert Messier gave gravel removal details to the commission and showed the access ways that would be used. There would be a 150-foot green vegetated buffer provided to protect water sources. Special notations for these plans are: the use of Star Road for earth removal is prohibited. Standpipes shall be installed and maintained during the earth removal operations to maintain groundwater elevations. Monthly reports shall be submitted to the ZEO during excavation regarding for each phase. There will be no processing to be done on the site. We'll haul to Munyon Road. It will go no closer than 6 feet to groundwater. The reason I'm bringing this all up, it's a special permit way back then in 2006 to do this gravel. he's pretty much close to that point where we are now, where he wants to stick this bridge. I can see gravel in there. But everybody tells me there's no gravel back there. We need to really, I'm asking the board to really look into this and review these minutes. I can find them, they're right here. That's how I found them, Ken, so I'm hoping that you guys can, take a look at that. My question to all this is, the Furno property is landlocked to this day. So is the Richardson property, you need a helicopter to get to it. But now that we got a conservation easement, we can get to it because the town owns it. And if you go back into the minutes of 2011, you wanted to put a parking lot up there so the town could access the tri-state marker more readily. Then in December 17th, Greg Lee stood up and said, so there's gonna be no parking lot on Star Road. And they said, Brian Lynch said, no, there is not gonna be a parking lot on Star Road. So, we need to get to the bottom of this, we need to find out from Marla, why did she put the bridge in there? I feel we're being deceived. We all went to the meeting, told there's no water bars. We go home, we're watching TV with our families, a secret application gets thrown in, we don't think water bars are coming. Whammo! I just happened to walk into the town hall and found that application, and I paid $150 to receive all this information. That's how I got the application, ahead of time. It was in my packet. So, it pays to come to the town hall more frequently, and that's why I continue to come to the town hall, because this is how you gather the information. I would not have known about that other application. We all would have went home thinking, no big deal, he's not doing water bars. And in fact, he is. So I'm being deceived because it was removed from the application and re-added with a new application, so it can't be at the public hearing that they canceled twice on us. So that means I would have to bring my attorney and my wetlands agent to two separate hearings, which that wasn't the case originally. It was application 150251 one hearing. So someone needs to check into that, because if Marla was doing her due diligence, as we would say, she would inform you that another application was brought to her office, and they're adding the water bars again, Ken. I find that a little suspicious, I think she would say, but she didn't do that. That should be brought to people's attention, emails to everybody, that you should know that another application got dropped and got re-added. The only people who knew about that was her and River Junction, until I came along. That's why it's very important for the public here tonight to understand freedom of information. You have rights, I have rights, and everybody in this room has rights of this information. Because stuff like this keeps happening to us. And I'm not saying it's your board, what I'm saying is I'm hoping you're gonna straighten it out. You campaigned, I see you take that oath over here, you campaigned to fight the corruption in this town, well, that's a form of it. That's a form of it. If we're misleading the public to think something, and something else occurs. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Anybody else? Kevin?
Thank you, Kevin Walsh, Plain Road. Referring to our town ordinances, I think you'll find some ordinances in regards to roads and also driveways. And I think the application process and granting of driveway permits, I think that lies pretty much with the first selectman. Not sure about that, but I think it might confer that in that. And if we go to the definition in regards to the driveway ordinance, driveway is considered an access onto or an egress from an approved town street. Now, if there's any driveway permits that have been applications coming in, and that driveway permit is for what many people here in town are claiming to be Star Road, which has yet to be proven, I would not consider that that would be an acceptable application because it's not a town street or a town road. So how do you grant driveway permit access to a street or road that doesn't even exist? Thank you.
Point taken, Kevin.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, tax refunds.